and they'll never admit it. And it's not the kind of invincible like Superman. It's the kind of invincible like, I'll see you in 5 months. I thought I was invincible. I was ready for college pretty much, and I was planning out way ahead. And yeah, turns out sometimes you can't do that. With my diagnosis, we've become a better and stronger family. We all love each other just that much more. Because when you go through stuff like that, you go through it together.
You have to stick together as a family. I mean, that's imperative. Because, you know, we've always been there. Ever since Zach was first diagnosed, you know, we've been there as a family. We're all together, and we have to make it through as a family together.
He's kind of just like a light in the school. If I have a bad day, it's not actually really a bad day. And if I'm complaining about something, it's all about perspective, I think.
I just want you to know, this stuff's not happening because you're dying. It's really because of the way you're living.
He's shown me that it's not all about the grades you get or how cool you are in high school. It's about doing what makes you happy, and no matter when you're gonna go, to live life to the fullest every day.
It's really simple actually, and it's just try and make people happy. Maybe you have to learn it with time, maybe you have to learn it the hard way, but as long as you learn it, you're gonna make the world a better place. I want to be remembered as a kid who went down fighting and didn't really lose.
Listen, don't let nobody tell you what your success should be. If your success is to be a great mom, then be that awesome mom. If your success is to change the world, then change it. Just make sure your success puts more good into the world. All right? Make sure your success honors God. Success is what you make it, so never borrow someone else's definition. Being what the world wants you to be, this is the only thing I tell you that's not successful. Being what the world wants you to be is not successful, but being who you were called to be is. And that's why the first step to being successful is knowing what you are. Defining yourself bulletproofs you to the opinions of people trying to tell you what you should be. The labels that people put on your life won't stick because you're secure with the man or the woman that's in the mirror. So know what you are, so no hands of haters can hold you back. The only person that can hold you back, the only thing that can hold you back, should I say, is the heart that's inside you. Because once you know where you need to go, you don't waste time on the things that don't take you there. You're focused. And the only way to stay focused, which brings me to my third point, is to know why you're going there. It's to know why you want to reach that peak of your success. Is it to provide a better life for your family? Is it to provide hope for your environment? Your why is your purpose. Purpose brings your life peace. Purpose gives your life hope. Purpose gives your life direction. Purpose gives you the smile when the world is trying to give you tears. Purpose keeps your heart pure when the world is trying to buy your soul. Purpose helps you see your reward. Purpose helps you see your destination, even when you can't feel progress. You know, purpose helps you live strong, even during your weakest moments. Purpose keeps you driving towards success. That's why you see people who are successful, you think they don't go through nothing, they go through probably more struggles than you. But that purpose keeps them driving through those roadblocks. That purpose keeps them jumping over those hurdles. That purpose keeps them focused. All right, so
In Kenya, it is illegal for a man to have sex with another man. The punishment can be up to 14 years in prison.
Gays are not that safe, especially when the police see you or the people of the society. There are places you can't walk because you are afraid of how people will react. You might just be walking on the streets You are not, you are not prostituting. You are just going about your business. The police, they just arrest you for no reason, saying that you are gay and you are caught for no reason at all. Instead of taking you and putting you in the car, and then you go, they beat you. If you have any money, they take. If you have a phone, they take. And some of them even take you to some of these gardens and just rape you.
15.2 of all new infections, HIV infections, actually occur among men who have sex with men. 60% of them, of those men who have sex with men, are actually in heterosexual relationships. Meaning pretty much every year, 10,000 women will get infected with HIV/AIDS. And not because it's something that they do, it's that their husbands have been screwing around, not with women, but with other men.
It's been 30 years since the AIDS epidemic began. Yet in Kenya, there wasn't a single medical facility for gay people until 5 years ago. Today still, the sick experience hostility and discrimination.
You know, in some of these public hospitals, you just can't go and explain that, okay, you slept with a man and you now have an STI. He'll start asking you questions. How is it that a whole man like you is sleeping with a fellow man? You might not even be treated in the first place. Or even if they treat you, you will have been harassed a lot.
10 years ago, very few people could even talk about HIV due to high levels of stigma and discrimination. We are coming from the public health perspective. Everybody does need and does have a right to public health, regardless of what we think about them.
There are other sheep which belong to me that are not in this sheep pen. I must bring them too. They will listen to me, they will listen to my voice, and they will become one flock with one shepherd. So as I was asking myself, who are these other sheep? And discovered these are the people who are mainly left out by the church.
We're given rare access to Mathare Hospital. And what we found was shocking.
And there's somebody who died today at night. Somebody died.
Behind a steel door, a shrouded corpse of a man that patients say died the night before, put next to someone in an isolation cell. Hospital staff denied the body had been left there all night, but demanded we delete the video.
So, I mean, why are we making such a big deal out of this?
When we refused, we were locked in with the patients.
I want you to open the gate so we can walk out, so we're not walking into Ward 9.
The patients take the opportunity to tell us their stories. The powerful tranquilizers they're given, making it nearly impossible to do the simplest tasks. While they're crammed in at night, 12 beds to a dorm. Patients claim they are raped by other patients, and the hospital staff does nothing.
According to Dr. Frank Njenga, public mental institutions should be funded more so as to give the patients a better healing environment and the proper medication.
The most important single requirement for a person with severe mental illness in particular is an environment that gives them honor and dignity and makes them appear both to themselves and to others that they're both human and that they're being treated in a humane manner.
Mental health has for a long time been associated with witchcraft and spirits, hence the high level of stigma. But according to medical experts, these are just sick individuals who deserve urgent and proper medication.
Many of the people who are in mental institutions in this country are there because they have no access to currently available and fairly cheap drugs.
We hear a lot today about tolerance and peaceful coexistence among religions and cultures, and anybody who doesn't believe in all that is considered a bigot. Well, it sounds good, but is it really possible? One person says, no, we can't.
There's a popular symbol on bumper stickers and t-shirts that spells out the word coexist, using the symbols of the world's dominant religions and cultural groups. Its purpose is to promote tolerance and peaceful coexistence. But author Robert Stern says the reality is that coexistence is a myth. Instead, a war for world domination is raging. In his book, No We Can't, Radical Islam, Militant Secularism, and the Myth of Coexistence, Stearns explains why these warring worldviews will lead to a critical tipping point in global culture with potentially devastating consequences.
The newborn mortality rate, Jeff, it's unacceptable, it's ridiculous. I'm going to shock you and the rest of Kenya right now. The statistics as of today is 3 babies die in Pumwani every single day.
3.
3. Some die on their way to be delivered, others in the hospital, others in the nursery.
Come on, doctor, let me stop you right there. This is not Somalia. This is not a failed state. This is not a country at war. This is 21st century Kenya?
Yes, in the year 2012, the neonatal mortality in my hospital where I work is 3 neonates every single day. Not because we are there, we do not have the skills to treat them. We do all the time, but we're not staffed enough. Like, we're in the newborn unit, we're 3 doctors, 3 clinical officers, about 6 nurses. We have, the capacity is 150 babies. So it's the biggest newborn unit. It's the biggest nursery in East Africa.
And yet you're losing 3 a day.
And yet we don't have an ICU. We don't have an ICU, Jeff. So we have you have a baby who you can see needs respiratory support, ventilation. We need a machine to breathe for them. And all we can do is look at this baby. The best I can do is refer the baby, and the baby has to make the journey to Kenyatta. Kenyatta, which has a smaller nursery than we do, has less babies than we do, has more equipment than we do. So we refer to Kenyatta. If you ask me, Kenyatta should be referring to us. We have the capacity, we see the most babies, it should be the other way around.
And you have no ICU?
And we have no ICU. We have
Any
no
incubators?
ICU. No, we have incubators. We squeeze the baby inside the incubators. The incubators are small. Our heaters, they're outdated. We do our very best. We do our very best. The staff is amazing. The nurses work more over and above their call of duties. The doctors the same, the clinical officers the same, but the facilities are frustrating.
Exponential potential. Wali to the row. Aha, aha, aha.